Everybody, it's Tommy Anderson, and I just wanted to show you a kit that I'm going to be working on here shortly. And I'll do, as I do, a little video and stills of a building along the way, but I'm going to do Atlantis's B-58 Hustler, supersonic bomber from the 1960s, late 50s, 1960s, from the U.S. Air Force. And this is the Atlantis repop kit. I think they reissued this around 2023. Originally was the Revell kit that came out in the mid-1950s. And it's been around for a long time, but this is a re-release of it. So I've got a very special version I'm going to do, and it's going to be a secret until I show you the finished product. Let's see what we got here. Instructions don't look so bad, and not bad at all. I'm not gonna put landing gear on this. I want to make it flying. Well, it doesn't. I thought the original ones had a. In fact, that's probably what that was for. Was for a stand, and I've got an extra stand from Atlantis, so. Good, I will do that. But I've got, I'm not going to need that, and I'm not going to need the weapons pod either for the version I'm going to make. I'm going to make a version of one of only 3 B-58 Hustlers that were modified for a specific mission. And I don't believe there are any photographs. So I think there's a couple drawings I'm going to go from. But, let's see what we got here. It's all nicely bagged up. The decals are nice, but I'm not going to be able to use the decals. Well, maybe I could probably use the... Oh wait, I might be able to use a couple of them. We'll see. I'm going to have to look at the drawings of the aircraft I'm going to work on and see what it looks like. I've also got the Revell, which used to be the monogram 1/48 scale version of this, which is so big. This one's 1/96 scale, and it's still a good size. This is back when they first did these, when they were box scale, and so they were kind of weird. None of them were, there was no set scales at that time. This would have been a really good 1/72 scale if they would have just, made it a little bit bigger. But that's okay. For what I'm doing, it's going to be perfect. I'm kind of excited about it. And I got a feeling this isn't going to be a long drawn out kit. I can't remember. I think I made this kit as a Revell when I was a kid. I think it's one of the ones my dad may have gotten for me when he used to come home from work on Saturdays. He'd work half a day on Saturday, and he would always stop by this hardware store and pick up, oh look at that, that's cool, pick up a model for me. So I never knew what he'd get, but he knew I liked airplanes and I liked ships, and so I think this is probably how I got one. I mean, look at that cockpit interior. I don't even think I'm going to put the pilots in. Oh my God, look at that. And the B-58 has tiny, tiny windows, so you're not even going to be able to see that. Here's one of the crew windows. And I'm not going to make it with, I think you can make it with the crew doors open, but I'm not going to. Oh yeah, okay, they kept from molds. That's right, this is the one that they put the places for the decals on the model. Oh well, hopefully I can buff some of that out. I'm hoping with the way I make it, it's not going to be that noticeable. I've had success on a couple other ones. God, looking forward to making this. Here's the glass parts. Really, the only glass canopy of any significance is the one for the pilot. There's a single pilot. Behind him was the navigator, and behind him was the radar weapons officer, I believe. Okay, there she is. I'm going to start working on it tomorrow. So, and as we're going along, I will reveal what I'm making. Now, it's got a heck of a warp in it. I'm going to have to, oh, look at that. I'm just going to put the two together and then clamp it, let it sit overnight. I'm not putting the crew members in. It's not worth the hassle. Now, let's see, I had this drying overnight. Looks like the fuselage straightened out. It was a little flimsy. I was a little bit worried because it was really bent on the end. But I made sure I left it untouched for a good 12 hours. And there we go. This is why I'm not worried about the interior. Once I get it's covered up on there, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see anything on the inside, so I'm not worried about it. Ooh, look at that. That's the only bummer. They got this stuff on there. I'm a little afraid if I sand too much, it takes some of the panel details off. I might just have to hope that it's really covered up nicely with paint. That's the one problem when they did that with those. But back in the day, you know, when we were kids, we didn't know where to put the decals, so they tried to make it easy for us. Look at that. That's going to go together nice. All right, I'll get this glued. I might need a little bit of putty to fill that hole. That's a pretty good gap. Wow. That is a very big gap. Well, I'll have to putty that once I get this glued down. So I don't think I can get it any tighter. But she's going to look nice once I get this done. I'm going to put the gear doors on it because I'm going to have it geared up. Like I put that mount there for the stand. But yeah, once I get it all together, I'll reveal what I'm doing, what kind of B-58 I'm making. Alright, you see I got some tape on there to kind of hold them a little bit together while I glue this. Still going to have to add a little bit of putty to it, but not as much as the gap was before. Now remember, this kit was originally made in 1955, so there was quite a bit of flash on it. I was really surprised, and I guess not surprised, but I was surprised at the thickness of some of it, because there were some spots I actually thought were actually model parts, and they weren't. They were actually the flash. And one of the other really bad parts is where it connected to the stem. It left big chunks on there that I had to smooth out. They still don't look the best, but hopefully after I primer them and take a look with the primer and see, you know, I might have to touch them up with a little bit of putty. But I mean, forget about this stuff. You know, I made this when I was a kid. Back then, when you're 10, 12 years old, you didn't care. I mean, you had an airplane, you had a cool airplane. And yeah, they put those on there so you wouldn't put the stars and bars upside down or on the wrong side, which I have to admit a bunch of us kids did because we didn't know any better. But it's coming along. I can't wait to you know, keep continuing what we're doing. Now, look at that. I got gear doors on. Oh man, look at how this pops up. That's unreal. This does not fit well. This kit does not fit well. But hey, it is what it is. I'm having fun with it. I'll tack that down and come back, and then I'm going to do the puttying. It really needs the putty work. But it's going to be one cool jet when I'm done. One cool jet outside all the gaps. You know, something we can do about that. And this is what I was going to do different. I made it 1967. Project Bullseye by the US Air Force. They were converting 3 B-58 Hustlers into low-level bombers for use in Vietnam. They wanted high-speed bombing capabilities where aircraft can get in there quick and get out supersonic. So they converted 3, put them in the configuration for Vietnam. They ran tests at Nellis Air Force Base, and I believe at Edwards also. And it proved to be not feasible, but how cool. A little cool part of the B-58 Hustler history. This kit was so difficult. You know, it's an older kit, originally came out in like 55. These molds are old, parts didn't fit together right, pins didn't work. Oh my God, I had to jury rig some stuff. The canopy doesn't go all the way down like I would like it to, but I got it to where I want it, and it's going to be on display now. So, thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel.